So once you know the value of the L, that is azimuthal quantum number, even we can easily predict what is the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in that specific subshell. ಈಗ L ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ L ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಶೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ನ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. We can easily predict with the help of the L value. As I said, you should remember we should start from not from 1, we should start from 0. Always you remember 0, 1, 2, 3 stands for S, P, D and F subshells. Always L is equal to 0 means it represents S subshell. If L is equal to 1 means P subshell. L is equal to 2, D subshell. L is equal to 3, F subshell. Then if we start with L is equal to 0, what is that maximum number of electrons that can be present in S subshell? That is, yes, you know that it can accommodate only 2 electrons. So it is 2. We can write only S2, not S3. So here 2 electrons can be present as maximum number in S subshell. Then if you go for P subshell, in case of P subshell, we can remember that P is having 3 orbitals Px, Py, Pz. You will get that clue in the next quantum number, that is magnetic quantum number. Here that P subshell can accommodate totally maximum of how many electrons? 6 electrons. Px 2 electrons, Py 2 electrons and Pz 2 electrons. Totally 6 electrons. Similarly, if we come for D, so here D subshell is made up of 5 orbitals. Hence, each orbital can accommodate 2, that is 5 into 2 is equal to 10. Hence, D subshell can occupy maximum of how many electrons? 10 electrons. Then, if you go for F, F is actually containing 7 orbitals. So, 7 into 2 means 14. Therefore, totally maximum of electrons which can be present in F subshell, it will be exactly equal to 14. Hagar S and takshana 2 electrons. F andre 14. P means 6 electrons. D means 10 electrons. Always you remember permanently, these are the fixed numbers that will be minimum or maximum number that can be accommodated in these respective subshells. Now, if you go for the next quantum number, which is that next quantum number? Magnetic quantum number. What is that symbol which is representing this magnetic quantum number? That is M. What are the significance of this quantum number? Actually, this quantum number, magnetic quantum number, it is representing the orbital to which the electron belongs. ನಿಮಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನು ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ ಆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನು ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಓರಿಯಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಆಸ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಯು ಬಿಫೋರ್, around the nucleus, electrons will be revolving in definite orbit and in particularly that is different orbital. Hagadre orbital, as I told, orbital is nothing but 3-dimensional space around or 3-dimensional region around the nucleus where we can find the maximum extent of electron density. Got it? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ 3 axis ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ we can consider 3 axes. One is x axis, another y axis, another one is z axis. One is x, another y, another one is z axis. All the 3 axes are perpendicular to one another. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕಾಮಡೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸಲ್ಲಿ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? ದಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್. Now, it is giving the information about the orientation of atomic orbitals in space. Then, either it will be spherical shape or dumbbell shape or double dumbbell shape, that will be given information regarding this electron, where it is actually oriented either x-axis or y-axis or z-axis or in which format. That you are going to get that information. That is nothing but orientation of atomic orbital, either it is px or py or pz. Similarly, either it is dxy, dyz, dzx. Like that, it depends on the orientation. Then, if you come for, it is actually representing the energy of the subshell. if you know the exact value of principal quantum number and azimuthal quantum number along with this magnetic quantum number, you can easily predict whether it is having lower energy or higher energy. That means you can easily compare the energy among the orbitals within a subshell. Within a subshell. ಸಬ್ಶಲ್ಗೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಹೇಗೆ ವೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈವನ್ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಶಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಶಲ್, ಆ ಸಬ್ಶಲಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ವೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೌ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಗೆಸ್. ಹಿಯರ್ we are going to consider that actually that representing the energy of the subshell. Which are those subshells? Either it is S subshell, P subshell, D subshell or F subshell. And even specifically, either that S subshell is present in 1s, that is first energy or second energy. Again madbodu, we can take example. Either that electron present in first energy or second energy. That S orbital is present in first energy means the symbol is 1s. Second energy means 2s. Similarly, if subshell is P, either that P orbital might be present in that is third energy level, not first and second energy. Third energy level or fourth energy level, like you can consider 4p or 3p or 5p, like that. And if you go for F, either it is 4f or 5f or 6f, like that. It is representing the energy of the subshell. Then its symbol is M. You are representing that symbol of this quantum number as M means for the given L value, that is which quantum number? Azimuthal quantum number. For the given azimuthal quantum number L value, M value varies from minus L to plus L. That means absolutely this M value depends on the L value. But only thing here, you should just give the symbol. One is minus L and other one is plus L. In scale, we have got negative values as well as positive values. In between, there will be 0. Like 0, after 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. Before 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Like this, there will be continuation both on right hand side as well as left hand side of the 0, either side of 0. Similarly, here we can take that from minus L to plus L. Now, I will give example how we are going to get that L value based, that is not the L value, M value based on the L value. Now, let us start with, ಈಗ ನಾವು n value ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಯಾವುದದು? ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ K shell ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. n is equal to 1 means it is representing K shell. Then for the given n value, azimuthal quantum number, principal quantum number ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ azimuthal quantum number L varies from 0 to n minus 1 ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. So you will get L is equal to 0 because n is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. Now we are going to find magnetic quantum number with the help of this azimuthal quantum number. In case ನಿಮಗೆ azimuthal quantum number value ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಏನದು? L is equal to 0. Then find magnetic quantum number. For the given L value, M value varies from 0 to, that is not 0, minus L to plus L. As you know, this is that formula you should remember. For the given L value, M value always varies from minus L to plus L. Then you start from, if L is equal to 0, then that is M can be minus. You have to give minus 0 and here plus 0. We can't give minus, either minus or plus for 0. Hence, M is equal to 0. For given subshell, L is equal to 0 stands for which subshell? Yes, it is representing S subshell. In the S subshell, what is the number of orbitals? Only one orbital. That 0 representing which orbital? S orbital. Therefore, according to this formula, in subshell S, there is possibility for only one orbital, which is that orbital? S orbital. Therefore, here if you consider this, for the given L value 0, what is that M value? M value is again 0, that is representing S orbital. Let me go for another example. In case in examination they will raise question like this. For the given n value 2, find L value, that is find azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number. They'll give in words. Then you start with principal quantum number 2. N is equal to 2 ಆಯಿತು. ಆಗ L is equal to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 0 to n minus 1, that is 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 means 1, therefore L is equal to 1 is 0 and the number is 1. Now you need to calculate that magnetic, of course here let me write one more, that is principal quantum number. Always you remember here you mention that principal quantum number. Then m is equal to 0 means, and name the orbital if they raise the question, you will write here 1s orbital. If m is equal to 0, n is equal to 1 means for the given principal quantum number 1, m is equal to 0, that is magnetic quantum number 0. What is that name of that orbital? 1s. Then here if you come for n is equal to 2, L is equal to L in the L vary ಆಗುತ್ತೆ 0 to 2 minus 1, that is 1 is 0 and the 1 is 1. ಈಗ ನೀವು L is equal to 0 ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, L is equal to 1 ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ m ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Now if L is equal to 0, then m is equal to 0. Of course m is also equal to 0. You know the value of 2 also. Therefore it is representing which orbital? Of course s orbital. But what is that energy level it belongs? It belongs to second energy. Therefore it is named as 2s orbital. Got it? If n is equal to 2 and L is equal to 0, it is representing 2s orbital. Then in case let me take, if L is equal to 1, if L is equal to 1, then m is equal to, let me write here, it is belonging to second energy only, but subshell is, that is L is equal to 1 we are writing. Therefore m value varies from minus L to plus L, that is minus 1 to, it varies from minus 1 to plus 1. What are the numbers present in between minus 1 and plus 1? After minus 1 you will write 0, then last one, that is plus 1. How many numbers we are considering? You don't consider the value, you just consider these are the 3 different numbers. Now minus 1, 0, plus 1. Here we can represent, this is that L is equal to 1 means it is representing which subshell? P subshell. P subshell. Next, here actually this P subshell is containing 3 orbitals, namely Px, Py and Pz. If orbital is orienting along x-axis, Px, oriented along y-axis means Py, orienting along z-axis means Pz. Now there are 3 orbitals present in P subshell, Px, Py, Pz. Of course, if they ask for naming the orbitals, which energy level it belongs? Second energy. Hence we can write 2px, 2py and 2pz. These are the representation of the orbitals based on the given n value and the L value. If n is equal to 2 and L is equal to 1, it is representing Px, Py and Pz orbitals. Similarly, even you can go for n is equal to 3. We can take another example. If n is equal to 3, L varies from 0 to n minus 1. So L is equal to, we can write here what I have written, n is equal to 3, L is equal to 0 to n minus 1. What are that L values possible here? L values possible here will be 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. Then you need to calculate the m value separately for L is equal to 0, L is equal to 1 and L is equal to 2. Very first let me start with, in case if L is equal to 0, if L is equal to 0, then m is also equal to, obviously you already know the answer, m is equal to 0. It is representing which orbital? 0 means, L is 0 means subshell S, and here m is equal to 0 means S orbital, it belongs to third energy 3s orbital. If n is equal to 3 and m is equal to 0, here L is equal to 0 means again we can represent that is 0 only 3s orbital, because S subshell contains only one orbital, that is s orbital. Hence it is 3s orbital. Then in case if you consider that L is equal to 1, if L is equal, for the same problem you had to mention separately for the L value is equal to 1, because here n value is different. If L is equal to 1, then M is equal to minus L to plus L, as usual, minus 1, 0, plus 1. Of course, we can mention L is equal to 1 means you know that it is representing P subshell. Therefore, Px, Py and Pz. And here we can mention that energy level, it is named as, orbitals named as 3px, 3py and 3pz. Got it? This is how we can mention this. This is the correct way of representation. Got it? And in case one more number is there, if L is equal to 2, then there are another set of numbers for the orbitals, that is magnetic quantum numbers. If L is equal to 2, then M is equal to, I can start from minus L2 and ends with plus L. Therefore, minus 2, after minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1 and plus 2. Here you don't get confused. Minus 1 it is representing Px. But how come it is possible here it is representing another number? It is not so. Here only thing is you just consider these with different numbers, not with respect to their values, like it is 1 minus 1 is less 0, not like that. Now once you start with M is equal to minus 2, 1, 0, plus 1 and plus 2. And here if you go for that L value is 2 and M value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally 5 orbitals are possible for given L, which is that subshell. D subshell. And of course, we can mention the name of these orbitals will be, there are 5 set of orbitals for D, namely dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and then lastly dz square. I am going to explain regarding how we are going to get this representation while learning the shapes of the orbitals. Now, how many set of orbitals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we can mention the energy level. So, in the energy level, 3 dxy, 3 dyz, 3 dzx, 3 dx square minus y square and 3 dz square. This is how we can easily calculate the magnetic quantum number with the help of the azimuthal quantum number. We can calculate azimuthal quantum number with the help of the principal quantum. The last quantum number will be, that is spin quantum number. So once you know where that electron exactly present, that is in which main energy level and which subshell and which orbital, and finally you have to go for its spinning moment. That means each and every electron can rotate around its own axis. So here either that electron can rotate in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction. That means either an electron can rotate in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. It will not rotate both in either direction, like both in clockwise as well as anti-clockwise. So once we can consider each and every electron will be having its own spinning moment. Here that spin quantum number is represented by the symbol ms, m suffix small s, and here it is representing the spin of the electron around its axis. And if you consider that electron, either if it is rotating in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction, hence we can say if spin of an electron is clockwise direction, that spinning moment is in clockwise direction, then we can mention that specific s value or ms value that is equal to plus half. Either you can represent it as small s or even you can represent it as m suffix s. So you can write it in either way. And once you can consider that s is equal to plus half, then if the spin of an electron is in anti-clockwise direction, then that ms value or s value is equal to minus of. Therefore, an electron either it will be having plus of value or minus of value. Hence, we can represent that the orbital, hence an orbital can occupy maximum of 2 electrons, because in one orbital it can accommodate 2 electrons. It can accommodate 2 electrons. If one electron is rotating in clockwise direction, then exactly another electron will be rotating in anti-clockwise direction. In case if you go for the third electron, either it will be in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, then it will be having the same s value as that of the other electron, so it is not possible. So there will be maximum of only 2 electrons can be present in one orbital. One is with s value plus of, another with plus value, that is s is equal to minus of. And here you can just remember, that is important points to be remember. There will be n subshell in n shell. ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು n ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಬ್ಶೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? n ಸಬ್ಶೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಸಬ್ಶೆಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಸಬ್ಶೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಸಬ್ಶೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Like that we can mention there will be n subshells in n shell. Then there are 2l plus 1 orbitals in a subshell. So that means you can just take the example of 2 into 1, that is if L value is equal to 0 for S subshell, L is equal to 0, 2 plus 1, that is 2 into 0 is 0, 0 plus 1, therefore it is 1. In subshell S only one orbital is there. In subshell P, that is L value will be equal to 1, then 2 into 1, 1, that is 2 ones are 2 plus 1, 3. In P subshell 3 orbitals will be there, and in D subshell 5 orbitals will be there, and in F subshell 7 orbitals will be there. Therefore, we can just mention the number of orbitals based on the simple formula, that is 2l plus 1. And if you consider even that for the given L, M has 2l plus 1 values. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರೋ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಅದೇ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಸೇಮ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಎಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. ಫಾರ್ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಎಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ 2l plus 1 value. For example, 2 into, we can mention 2 into 2 plus 1, 2 2s are, here we can write 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 1, so we can write it as 5. So that means 5 values are possible for the given L value. Got it? That means even you can represent D, 5, which are those 5 values for dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, as I have given it before, and dz square. Here we can write minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1 and plus 2. You will even have just mentioned while calculating how we are going to get these numbers. Just for the given L value, that is M has 2l plus 1 values. So these are the points to be remembered regarding quantum numbers and their significance. So in examination they can raise plenty of questions regarding calculation of either azimuthal quantum number or magnetic quantum number or spin quantum number. Even they can raise the question regarding the write the symbols for the given n and l values. In case if they have mentioned write the symbol for the values given n is equal to 1 and l is equal to 0. How we can write the symbol? N is equal to 1 means 1 you will write, and L is equal to 0 means which orbital? We have to start 0, 1, 2, 3. That is S, P, D, F. 0 stands for S, therefore it is representing 1s orbital. Then mention the orbital with n value is equal to 3 and L is equal to, we can write 2. Then what you will write? It is 3 as usual, and L is equal to 2 means you just remember the 0, 1, 2, 3 stands for S, P, D, F. Therefore, L is equal to 2 means we will mention it as D. Therefore, name of that will be, it is symbolized as 3D. Got it? That's how we can write. And in case if they have given phi F, what are the N and L values for the given subshell, that is phi F? Then N value is, they have mentioned here itself, number 5. And what is that F? For F, what is that L value? That is 3, therefore L is equal to 3. Like that, vice versa, we can just find out either they can ask the question for writing the N and L values, or for the given N and L values, they will ask to write the symbol. It will be very easy to write these.